My Hebrew Israelites, brothers and sisters, the 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the earth. Welcome back. This is your Moray, Dr. Yeshu, and we want to thank you, my brothers and my sisters, for your subscriptions, for your likes, for your comments, and also for your prayers. Praise His name. And for those of you who have graciously sent me a gift, I appreciate it so much. I appreciate it, my brothers and my sisters. And let me show you what your gift is doing. Okay. This is a PowerPoint projector. Okay. And so this is a part of what your gift has done. So praise His holy name. And just want to let you know that we appreciate everything that you've done to help to promote this ministry. Praise His holy name. Praise His holy name. We're hoping that the day will come when, you know, we are a cooperation, you know, when we incorporate, so that we can send you a gift, a receipt and everything like that. You know, so just want to thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so we are in Psalm 37, and we have been studying yesterday, the last session, I would say. We stop at verse 30, where it said, the mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. So this is where we left off yesterday. I kept saying yesterday, but the last session. Okay, excuse me. And so today we're going to look at verse 31. Verse 31. The Torah of his Elohim is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. My brothers and my sisters, what he's saying here, just if you go back to Psalm 1, where he said, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scoffers or the scornful. But his delight is in the Torah of YAHUAH. And in his Torah, he meditates day and night. And he went on to say, his leaves also shall not wither, nor whatsoever he does, you know, whatever he does, prospers. And he talks about the ungodly are not like that. They are like the chaff that the wind drives away. My brothers and my sisters, let me say this here. Here in Psalm 37 and verse 31, we're talking about the good and the bad, right? And here in this verse here, is verse 31, it said, the law, in the King James Version, the law of his God, that is the Torah of Elohim. Elohim is our YAHUAH. Okay? And the Torah, his Torah. You see, many times We hear the people say, oh, it's the law of Moses and the law of Moshe. Moshe didn't have any law that he didn't get from Yahuwah. Yahuwah gave him the law to give to us. And so, my brothers and sisters, I want you to notice here that no one can come and claim this law. Oh, like I'm the originator of it. I'm the one that put it into writing. No. Yahuwah put it into writing. Our Elohim, he puts it into writing, my brothers and sisters. And so it's his Torah, it's his law. And so he gives it to us now so that we can abide, we can learn how to continue to build our relationship with him, our fellowship with him. That's the purpose of it. Without the law, my brothers and my sisters, without the Torah, without his precepts, and he break it down into the 10 Commandments that we call it the Decalogue. And it helps us, my brothers and my sisters. It helps us to walk with Yahuwah. It helps us. One of the things I cannot understand when I read his word, when I read the Torah, when I read and I meditate on it and I read, what was so difficult that our ancestors could not keep it? I don't see anything difficult here. You know what? The only difficult thing that I see in the whole scheme, the whole thing, is that of offering daily and weekly and monthly and annual sacrifice. Because if you didn't have the money to do it, you have to join up with some other friends, some people, you're going to join up with people, sometimes they don't want to do it themselves. And you have a bunch of people who's just, going through the form and, But what I'm saying here, my brothers and sisters, he said, the law or the Torah of the righteous man we're talking about here. Remember we talking about the righteous man? In verse 30? In verse 29 and 30, we're talking about the righteous man. What he does with his time, how he lives his life. Okay? And here we see, my brothers and my sisters, I want us to see this, that the Torah belongs to Yahuwah or Elohim. He gives it. We wouldn't have anything. We would not know how to walk. It converts our soul according to Psalm 19. It's testimony, my brother and my sister. It's perfect. The law of Yahuwah is perfect. And it converts the soul, my brothers and my sisters. His law helps the simple people to become wise. In one of the verses here, he talks about the fact that the righteous man, okay, is wisdom. He speaks wisdom. And he talks judgment. So here he said, the Torah of his Elohim. That's talking about the righteous man here. That the righteous man, he is righteous because of the law. He's keeping it. the keeping of the precepts and the relationship that he has with Yahuwah. That he helped, this help, the Torah helped to set this man aside, is sanctified by Yahuwah's word, by his law. Because he said, it is in his heart. The Torah here, we talk about direction. Torah, it is Tav, Vav, Resh, and He. Torah. And it's talking about in direction, my brothers and my sisters. It's talking about instruction. It talks about the law. Praise his holy name. You know, it represents, like in the Aleph, you have the like a bull, the bullock is a bull head, the head of a cow. They talk about leadership and, you know, but the bullock or ox here, and it's the Torah, and it comes from Yara, which means it's a precept and it's a statute, and especially in the Decalogue, which, you know, we refer to as the Ten Commandments, and then in you know, some people refer to it like in a Greek, you know, rendering as the Pentateuch. Talk about the first 5 books, you know. But we're not only concentrating on 5 books, because throughout, from Genesis to Malachi, we see there, all through these different books of the Bible, and, you know, we see through there, we see his precepts, his statutes, you see his commandments there. And you know what? There are many other books that are not in this present day Bible that we have. Many of the writing, you know, and when you read them, my brothers and my sisters, the inspiration you get from them, because it talks about, you know, Yahuwah. It talks about the journey. It talks about his people. It talks about, he just talks about us. Commandments and their instructions and their illustrations and their things there to help us so that we don't fall in the same ditch that our ancestors fell in. So the precepts, it comes from a primitive root. It comes from a primitive root. To flow as water, you know, to rain, you know, to lay or to throw. It's like throwing an arrow. That is, you know, like you shoot, you know, you to shoot or to point out by aiming the finger, you know, how to teach. It's like an archer or there, you know, as they shoot the bow, you know, to cast and it direct. So the word here, you know, to inform you or to instruct you or to lay, to throw, to show you, to teach you. That's what the purpose of the law is. Oh, some people, we don't keep no law. We're not under law, we're under grace. My brothers, my sisters, we're not under the law of sin and death when we are awakened. And all those Christians, you know, we're not under law, we don't have to keep anybody's law because, you know, Jesus came and he freed us from the law. No! He freed you from the law of sin and death, not from the moral law of Yahuwah. It's still strong and we are guided by it. And so we don't have to read a book to say, okay, Missy, which this law say we shouldn't do this. No. Yahuwah, he wrote his law when we are awakened, my brothers and my sisters. It is written in our hearts. And we know what is wrong and what is right. We know when to not to get involved in stuff. We know to turn away. Why? Because the Ruach of Yahuwah and Yahushua, he abides with us. The Ruach abides with us. Look, the word Ruach is in the New Agenda. Okay? So you have a Ruach in you. This when you refer to as a spirit. But that's different Ruach from the Ruach of Yahushua that is anyway going to be a comforter. And the reason why I don't refer to, and sometimes I say it, but I kind of back up. The reason why I refer to the Ruach of Yahushua as him or he is because Yahushua sent. It's not that spirit, not a regular spirit that blow and, the wind. And it's not that, it's not that. It's talk about a special, something different from that. Okay? And so, so you hear me say the Ruach, and sometimes you hear me say him or he. It's because it's the fact that it's a Ruach that was sent from Yahushua. Sometimes it referred to as the Spirit of God in the King James Version, but this is a Ruach of Elohim. Said the Ruach moves upon the water. Remember in time of creation. Okay. And the same Ruach is what momentarily that Ruach would come upon the servant of Yahuwah and they would minister in the Ruach. So you would just say minister in the spirit. Okay? And is the same Ruach. If you remember when I was teaching in Romans, that it moves us from dead state to living. The same Ruach that sees. Or redemption, my brothers and sisters, he said he sees. He's the one that sees the relationship between us and Yahuwah and Yahushua. It makes it clear. It says, if any man have not the Ruach of Elohim, or the Ruach of Hamashiach is none of his. Because the Ruach is what brings us into that closeness and tie us, binds us, so that we are known as Yahuwah's children. Praise be to his holy name, my brothers and my sisters. So, this Ruach here, it instructs us. That's what they said the Torah does, instructs us. And how does he? How do we understand what he's saying? Through the Ruach. The Ruach breaks it down so that we can understand. We are informed because the Ruach takes that word. And my brother, my sister, and it's teaching us. He said, when he comes, he will impart to us the things of Yahushua, the things of Yahuwah. And my brothers and sisters, helps us to walk. Help us to walk. So, he said, the law, the Torah of Elohim here. When we talk about Elohim, we're talking about Aleph, Lamed, He, Yod, and Mem. And my brothers and sisters, what it's talking about here is talking about Elohim. Sometimes you in English you say God, but it's not, you know, he is Elohim, or he is Almighty, the Creator. Yes, my brothers and sisters. He is exceedingly great and mighty. He's very great and he's mighty, my brothers and sisters. Come from the word Eloah, and this is in the ordinary sense, it's God in the ordinary sense, but specifically it's used in plural. Thus, especially with, the fact that he is the supreme Elohim. In the English, you say it is supreme God, but, we don't use the word God. We use the word Elohim or YAHUAH, Adonai, and he's exceeding great. He exceedingly mighty. He is a very great judge, my brothers and sisters. Praise his name. He judges. He's a mighty, everlasting Father. Praise his holy name. And so here he said, he is in our heart. Yeah, he is in our heart. He says he's in the righteous man's heart. Okay? And because of that, he guides and he protects. And he said, none of his steps shall slide. That means he's there to bear you up. You remember what Hasatan said to Yehoshua? He said, jump. Because the word said he will give his malaks charge over you, so that lest you dash your foot against the stone. Lest you fall down, let you stumble. Yahuwah is watching over all of us and is not going to allow our steps. He said, the steps of the good man is guided by Yahuwah. Praise his holy name. The steps of a good man is guided by your conversation. You walk with him. Your manner of living is guided by Yahuwah. He's not going to let any of the steps of the righteous man slide. No. He's there to protect and to watch over us. My brothers and sisters, I just want to take this moment to say thank you. Thank you for, paying attention to his word and for listening to this session. And I just pray that Yahuwah will bless you and that you will be a blessing, my brothers and sisters, to someone today, and walk with the King. Shalom.